What's up with it, bruh?
What's the word? Nice to meet you.
Likewise, man. Introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
What's the word, guys? YV, aka Voice of the Loot. Tap in with me under everything, man. I'm gonna be dropping soon, blowing up more. Just stay tuned.
Say Voice of the Loot, man. Voice of the Loot, man.
For sure.
Just start from the beginning, man. How would you describe yourself growing up in St. Louis?
Shit, growing up in St. Louis, man, I ain't gonna lie. Describing myself.
Not describe, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. How would you describe your life growing up in St. Louis?
Life in St. Louis, it's just like everybody else. I ain't gonna lie. You know, everybody going through their own separate issues or whatever, but it's always something to do with the streets, I'd say. Like, it's just a battle between streets and school, I would say, and staying focused with this music. But growing up, it was just like, it wasn't too much, it wasn't too hard, but it wasn't too good, I would say. Like, we had the bare minimum. We had like a good Christmas, probably every other year. But like my bird, she tried her best to do what she could do. And I'd say my granny, she pitched in a lot too, which kind of led to me going more into the church with my music. But I'd say like, other than that, it was just like a lot of struggles in and out of just everything, I would say.
Just typical life shit growing up as a young black.
For real, just trying to map everything out.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now I heard you speak about, you know, your mom, you know, doing what she can, and your grandma kind of pitching in. Yeah. Where was your father at?
Damn, when we get into him, I ain't gonna lie. I'll say the last time I remember vividly going, like, hanging out with my daddy or something, it'll probably be when I was like about 5, 4. And it was like after them years, my mom went to jail when I was 5, and she missed my 5th birthday. And I know that played a lot on like just me growing up, getting into the streets heavier, cause like it was just like mom or dad ain't there, so what left is there to do? So like when it come to him, I really don't know where he was at, but like I say that motivated me hella to just go harder with my music, and it added on and contributed to like just the story and the plot of how I'm gonna blow up.
How old, like you said, you haven't seen him since you was 5?
Yeah, but like, you know how you would probably see him once you like a teenager, but you know, the relationship ain't really there because it never got to get built. So like, I got to see him when I got older, but I wasn't really feeling it because like, shit, you done missed so many core memories, everything. Like, I'm just cool on that now, I ain't gonna lie to you.
How old are you now?
I'm 17 now, so like, I'm basically a man myself now, so like, what could he really do, you know?
Yeah. You know, but you basically, like you said, essentially you're not growing up with your father in your life. Do you hold some type of like anger or was like bitterness towards him for not being there?
I'd say the first few years from like 6 to 10, I was straight wondering like, where the fuck doesn't it do that? Like, cause I'd say that was the year I started going through my little living situations. I went from the city to the county. And like, I was living with aunties and uncles. Like, I'm just wondering where he at. So shit, I ended up getting to talk to him about like, I'd say probably 2022. And shit, I just got to sit down and talk with him. I was like, I'm just letting him know like, shit, I kinda ain't feeling it, trying to rebuild a relationship, or like, we ain't gotta be beefing, we ain't gotta do none of that, but I'd rather continue not to know you, I'd say, rather in that case.
Yeah. Now, where was you say your mom was going away? How long was she sitting down for?
I say about a year maybe or 2. I can't really vividly remember because like I was living with somebody else, but like I say a good year or 2 before I started really going heavy into my writing era, because I used to just like cover other people's songs, like singing old school and shit, like, and performing in school talent shows. But like when she got locked up, I say I kind of sat down one day, I kind of heard a beat and shit. I couldn't do nothing but write, I ain't gonna lie. And before then, writing was like my biggest obstacle. But like one day when some shit really happened, it opened some doors for me to actually sit down and start using my trauma and turn it into music.
Now, once your mom came home, was it some type of relief then when she came home, or was you still kind of finding your way then?
It was definitely a relief, but like it was just like, shit, we got to go through some more struggles for sure, because now it was like moving into our own crib, getting our own family back together. And I'd say it wasn't picture perfect, but shit, me, mama, and my brother, we always gonna be there for each other. So that's kind of all I need, I ain't gonna lie. So when it comes to like father figures and stuff, I'd say they've tried to come in the past and all that, but like I just never was really feeling it. Like I'd rather just me, mama, and my brother.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, or if you could speak on it, what was the situation surrounding your mother, you know, going to prison?
Man, I wouldn't even know. I was so young. looked up and all I saw was her getting took away. So that was like all I remember. That's why I kind of played a big role when it started, like just really affecting me heavy when I got to sit down and just soak everything up. I was just really wondering what happened. So like that's kind of what I was left with.
Did you ever ask her at any point? Or you just kind of
yeah, just kind of rambled on about it.
Kind of happy
like,
that she was back home.
Yeah.
Now,
that's kind of what got me into like Thug Cry. That's where that whole saying come from. Thug Cry. That's not even just a song. It's really like a saying. Thug Cry.
Explain that a little bit.
When I say Thug Cry, it's more than literally. It's so much more than a song. It's like literally like you done been through it. I done been through it. Every other young black male done been through it. Everybody done grew up. Like most of the city grew up without a daddy. Going through life, moving changes. It's just like Thug Cry stands for like. It's something you really living in. Like, I'm living in a thug's cry, goddamn you. If you really think about it, like, can't do nothing but pray every day and just, shit, hope I make it to the next fucking, checkpoint.
Yeah. Like, from what I'm getting from it, it's like one of the things where, like, you in a chaotic environment, you're dealing with so much, traumatic experiences or et cetera, to where you gotta kind of have this shield, like you crying, but you more so not on the outside, but on the inside.
Damn, that's crazy. Definitely, I'm not gonna lie. Let me rephrase what I said then. Basically, a thug cry, you masking everything. Basically, like you said, you masking all the bullshit, basically, and you just basically showing everybody that decide that they want to see. Shit, a thug crying, my version of a thug cry. Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I'm going through so much personal issues, but I know I'm on a whole ass mission right now to get to the top. So like, it's like, I'm definitely crying, goddamn me, but definitely on the inside, it ain't even no like.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I know you said you use the music kind of in a sense to relieve yourself, or you say you started to write and get your story out. You kind of spoke about that before the interview started. Have you ever thought of, or what is your thoughts on something like therapy, like sitting down and talking to somebody about your experiences?
I never actually tried to sit down and really get into like a therapy, I would say, but like, it's always gonna be your circle around that try to talk to you, and like me, I always been the type of person, you could try to talk to me all day, but like, I only want to hear what I want to hear, so like, I'm always listen and just soak up any knowledge or like game anybody try to give me, but at the end of the day, me venting to people about my problems, it never seemed to really help, because like a motherfucker only could tell you so much of what they know. We all growing up, we all young, it's like we all going through shit. So when it comes to talking to people, I'd rather not, because all advice ain't good advice, and I done got so much bad advice to the point where like I just rather finish my mission on my own. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Most definitely, that's understandable. Now, you spoke about your grandmother also earlier. I would guess that's what you said. You also spoke kind of where you dibbling dabbling in music in church. I would assume that's when you probably grandma. Most people, granny got them in church, man.
I ain't gonna lie, she took me to get baptized. I can't even remember what year it was, but like I ain't gonna lie, after that day, I don't know what it was. Somebody heard my voice. They was like, "You got to join the choir." I ended up joining, and like they helped me open up new realms. So I would say like vocal coaching, but not like directly, but like just being in the choir course helps me work on my vocals. So like, I really say the church really kept me out the streets as long as they could, but like eventually you get older, going to your teenagers, and like you start doing what you want to do. So that's kind of what happened. That's all I say.
Yeah, so you definitely can hear that melodic sound in your music. That's a church background.
Oh yeah. Oh, when it get into that, I ain't gonna lie, the melodic sound that come from more like ride wave, quando rondo, and like you probably wouldn't even expect the quando rondo ride wave like mixture, but like I grew up on R&B, soul, like Michael Jackson, Smokey type shit. So like, cause my granny always say, but like once I reached my teenage years, I took that old school music, I kind of put it with the drill, goddamn me, and like that made like a soulful R&B, I would say.
Okay.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. And ever since, like you wouldn't hear nobody in St. Louis with my sound, and I can confidently say that.
Yeah, you got a lot of confidence. I double down on you. Definitely, like I said, when I heard your music, it's definitely a unique sound compared to the typical artist that's coming out of the city. Let me ask you this though: with you going through all that, were you able to finish school or anything like that?
With my school situation, I'm leaning more towards.
Oh, you say you're 17, so you still kind of essentially at that age.
Yeah, at that age, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of had to lock in around last year because I was just on a teeter-totter, like, did I want to go to school or did I want to pursue my music? And like this year, I would say the consistency I've been at, I think I do want to pursue my music and kind of lean towards getting a GED, but like the school is where the crowd at, the audience, that's where everything is. So I've been trying to get back into it, but I just don't know like if I'm really ready for that check, because like my living situation is like I be a little bit everywhere, so like I don't even know where I'm gonna sit around there, what district, you know, that's just a whole bunch.
I mean, school, of course, you know, I would suggest people to kind of, like you said, get a GED, high school diploma, but you know, school, a lot of people became successful outside of, you know, completing school. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
You know, your choices in life is determined based on your actions, the things you do. You know, just because school might make it easier for you to get to where you want to go, but that means you can't get there without school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely don't like how people try to throw that label on you. Like if you don't go to college and school, you just won't be nothing. But like, there's so many people that are mounted up to more than they even thought they would, and the people who make them statements. So like,
yeah,
it just be hitting different when you could confidently like know that your skill gonna take you somewhere, and without having to have all of those like 12 years of just. Like, it's really 12 years of just like a game. It's like a repeated game that everybody go through, and once you finish it, you either stuck on between what do I want to do, what do I want to major in, or you just out of high school.
Yeah, and we don't stay on this too long, but the school essentially is, they call it, they say it's the pipe to prison. You know, school. I can't say the term, but that's basically they just mold you to be a worker, basically. Yeah. Like if you got this talent, that's your mindset to break out of the whatever structure or thing they got set up for people in the world. Yeah. I encourage people to do more of that, like being on their own bosses if they could. Not everybody can, but if they could, why not?
Or if you got the hustle in your eyes, definitely say go hop out on your own. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Most definitely.
One thing about it, if you got a hustle and you ain't gonna never fail, you ain't gonna never be broke.
Most definitely. Now, what year would you say that you started to take like the music serious? Like outside of the church and everything. Like what year would you say you started to take?
That year would be 2018. I remember that year vividly because I ain't gonna lie, I made my first song nobody ever heard. It was called Nighttime. I was in a relationship, I'd say like 6th grade, 2018, summertime. I got hurt by some bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Shit happens, and that sparked the whole little mood. For my pain music, I ain't gonna lie, that sparked the whole summer. And I wrote that right before Thug Cry. I wrote a song called Nighttime and Listen to the Beat. Those are my two first ever wrote songs, and one Listen to the Beat was my first ever like recorded in a studio song. So I say around 2018 I started off the singing and shit. 2019, I wonder who was that came out. I can't remember his name, but it was another dude that came out. And I kind of started listening to him heavy, kind of just not mimicking his flow, but just paraphrasing it in my own way and turned it into my own. That's kind of where I got to where I am today. I took Ride Wave songs mixed with everybody else and just kind of made it my own flow. And I say, yeah, it'll be 2018 I started that. But I say rapping, I started that around 9th grade. That was after middle school. It was like I was more active and outside, so like I was starting to see more, experience more, so that's where the rapping started coming in. I started kind of getting into my drill area.
Gotcha. Like you said, but that's how I would assume that you probably dip and dab in the streets at that point in your life, and essentially. And I would assume, like you said, Rod Wave was a huge inspiration on your career thus far. Why him though?
Him, I ain't gonna lie, if you sit down and you study him, his first bar to his 16th, you would hear every piece of pain that he got to offer, and like it ain't no authentic ass music. It's some real pure, like to the heart shit I can relate to, cause like he don't say nothing but real shit. And like once I heard about a good 2-3 albums, I'll say I locked in with him and I started studying him in a way, and I just started like absorbing everything he said, and I kind of came out and made it into my own. Because at first I hated Rod Wave. I didn't even listen to him. I hated, like, when his song Heart on Ice came out, I hated that song. I'm not gonna lie. And then shit, years later, come to see it, I'm literally using his flow and turning it into my own. And it's crazy because like you probably wouldn't even better hear it. But like most people do say I like compare to Ride Wave just because I off the sing it for real.
And then, like you said, with you, I got similar style categories. I say, what they say, he makes sad music, pain music.
Yeah, niggas just be on that, like throwing you in the same category as people. But I don't really be on all that. I feel like I make my own ass category. Like if I was to put my music in a category, I would say soulful R&B. Even though that's like probably not a thing, but I feel like I could definitely make it a thing.
It's somewhat a thing. They got trap R&B. Who is that? Bryson Tiller.
Real?
Bryson Tiller. Yeah.
Oh,
Bryson Tiller soul R&B, something like that. Trap soul, some shit.
Yeah.
But like it's a good thing, but it's kind of, especially in modern days, to hear that you write. It's kind of off-putting because you hear most artists now they just go in, what they call it, stabbing in, freestyling.
Shit. Let me tell you, let me get you hip on that. I ain't gonna lie. All y'all niggas going in stabbing that shit, no. I'm not gonna lie to you, cause like if you just really think about it, I sit down, it don't even take no longer than a day. Like it don't take no longer than a day. Like niggas that punch in, it sound good, but like if you sit down and you try to break their lyrics down, it's kind of a bunch of the same thing getting repeated, but just getting paraphrased. When it come to writing, I literally get to sit down and break my thoughts up like a math problem. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, and it hit different because when people listen, they get to hear the difference. Like if you hear my music compared to somebody that freestyled, you would hear like the whole different orchestration of it. Like it's orchestrated so differently. I probably start off with a hook or a chorus, merge into my first verse and ended off with a second verse or another hook. But like most people that be freestyling, it's kind of like a running on sentence. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
All right, that's where I come in. I feel like I'm gonna make writing way more popular than it should be, and I feel like way more people should be doing it because you would probably be able to like write better, more than freestyling, because you would be able to really think about the shit and get it out properly.
And that's what I was just gonna say. Like, it goes to where people say the music nowadays don't have no substance. I think that's because most people just do that. They go off whatever, they just saying whatever. They don't have no actual structure to the song, no story, no plot twist, none of that.
Yeah, and
no meaning, no message, no substance, none of that.
The message I really be pushing through my music is like one of the songs I got out, Find Some Peace. Like I'm big on just, for real, getting the fuck up out this city and leaving all this shit behind. But like, of course we gotta thug through this shit and grind inside the struggle, but like, the whole goal is to get out. So like, when it comes to like music, you gotta be marketable too. That's why like, when it comes to drill and when it comes to like, motherfuckers dissing and shit, it's like, of course that's what's going on in your life, that's what's going on in everybody's life, but you still gotta be marketable at the end of the day. That's why you don't see a lot of local artists getting outside the city. They really inside the city. I feel like I'm gonna be the one to take it to the industry.
Do you think, what you saying that, do you think like high speed is a marketable genre? Or you think that, I'm just say that.
I would say definitely, I ain't gonna lie, but in its own way. Like, I don't think you probably could take a drill song to Atlantic Records and get a deal. Cause like, they just not pushing it for real, you know? They trying to push some for the whole world. The whole world don't like drill. But like, you can confidently say the whole world will listen to a good R&B song and like vibe with it. So like, in that sense, I would say if you orchestrate the drill songs different, it probably could go to a bigger audience. But like, it's definitely marketable, but it's marketable at a smaller percentage than R&B would be.
Yeah. And like, I say it's probably that way because, and I'm speaking just high speed music. Drill, same difference, it's a spin-off, but it's only marketable to a small percentage because most artists in that lane only make music for their neighborhood or their peers.
Or for themselves.
Yeah, or for themselves.
You can't make music for just yourself.
You gotta make it relatable to everybody.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of motherfuckers don't understand. And when it come to me, I ain't gonna lie, I probably got about 2-3 mixtapes put up just in songs. Like, you really gotta stay dedicated. And like, this shit an everyday thing. Even if you don't go to the studio, make sure you write. And even if you ain't writing, make sure you go into the studio. It's either one or the other. Or either putting a visual together for a video. Always make sure you just doing something, stand on your behind. That's what I'm big on.
Constantly working on your craft. Yeah. Is there anybody you would like to work with?
Oh shit. Anybody I like to work with, I ain't gonna lie. If I could work with one person, I say OMBPZ. I ain't gonna lie, I've been heavy on him lately. I've been listening to a lot of music by him, like Reminder. It's another song by him called Driveway. I ain't gonna lie. He definitely he touched the industry big, I say, cause like he is the same nigga like us. He came from the trenches, but he started off with all the same drill shit, genre, you know, that shit was all the same. But like I don't know, once you get to the industry, you will see like so many different open doors, like motherfuckers really sound different. It's like it all changes, you ain't gonna lie. And I think I wanna work with him because like I watched him grow from this to that. Like he really went from a little man to a grown man, not gonna lie to you. And like it was just hella inspiring because like even seeing videos and vlogs of him coming back to the hood, helping schools and shit, it was just inspiring. Like that's the same shit I wanna do. And I ain't gonna say I wanna follow in the same footsteps as him, but I definitely wanna work with him because we definitely got a similar sound. And I feel like we'd probably be able to make something hard.
Most definitely, shout out to OMBP. I missed my interview with him, man. Hope he spent back in the city.
Swear to God, you definitely got to get that.
Hopefully he can spend back in the city, man. So how do you feel about social media and its impact on the music business?
Man, that shit done ruined motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie to you. Social media, man, I get on there and I be so disappointed every day. It's just a bunch of people. I say, no, it's the city, honestly. This is the people in the city. Like, I don't even follow people outside of my city, but like, motherfuckers in the city, you know, you clearly grew up with, you clearly know on a daily basis, and they posting a whole nother different life on their social media. So like, I try to sway away from social media because like, it's not pure at all. It ain't nothing true on there either. It's all like authentic. Like, everybody's somebody behind a mask type shit. But like, you would never know who really who unless you see them in person, how we doing now. And with social media, a lot of motherfuckers like to just watch too. A motherfucker ain't gonna support. Like, I know there's so many people, they'll watch my videos, but I see the watches, but I won't see the likes, comments. I just see the watching. Like, that's what I hate too about a lot of motherfuckers. They just watch instead of supporting. Because the support gonna be vice versa for sure. I'ma always get a little back, but it's just like, I don't know, social media, that shit, it's kind of getting outdated, but like, it's a good way to promote and it's a good way to stay like in the mix, but like, it's just the people on there I would not recommend.
Yeah. So basically, like you said, and essentially, for the music aspects of it is good promotion. There's a lot of people blowing up on social media.
Hell yeah, I'm doing dumb shit too, and you would be surprised. It blows my mind every day.
Yeah, and just as far as with the music, it's so much you can, like, it's easier versus back then, to where you have to walk into a record, you have to actually physically walk to a record label perform. Now they can just stroll and stumble across your page and damn, who is this?
I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't even see myself going like walking up the Motown trying to sing and shit. I couldn't see that.
That's that work there.
Dead ass. I wonder how they feel back.
It's easier now with social media.
Dead ass too, cause like you post one good ass video on TikTok, you blew up 10 million, and you getting paid off the shit too. So like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's definitely, I'm finna start going hard.
You gotta start utilizing it, man.
Yeah, cause I don't even be on TikTok, but I'm definitely finna hop on.
I'm the same way though. I don't like. You know, I don't really. I got social media platforms and stuff like that. My personal outside of using artists, but I don't really be on it like
it's
that.
It's hard to use it.
I just say keep it business, man.
Literally, it's hard to use social media when everybody like. You would get on there and be like, man, fuck this shit. Like you would see somebody say something like it'll just throw your whole mood off.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, have you ever performed anything anywhere yet?
I got to perform at 2 middle schools down here in the city. I think one was I can't remember. I think one was CA. I got to perform in CA, and I think out in Hazelwood, I got to perform out there at East one time. Okay. Fun fact, I went to East too, but that's the school I stopped going to because, like, I don't know why. The people there too, you would be surprised. I ain't gonna lie. The people there, it get like that. I ain't gonna lie. Like you would be ready to go on the motherfucker. But I say shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. You know, with you saying that, like. Especially what you mentioned, like your song earlier, finding your peace. How do you find your peace in this chaotic city, in this chaotic world?
I ain't gonna lie, you would not expect to hear this, but I ain't gonna lie, I be getting fried. I straight be getting fried. I ain't gonna lie, I started smoking around 8th grade summer, and shit, I've been smoking up to now. I ain't gonna lie, smoking is gonna definitely be a burden, but you gotta know how to not abuse this shit. Like, I started off abusing it, so it led to procrastination instead of innovations. Goddamn me, I couldn't even create music. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I find myself too fried to even write a song. I'm not gonna lie. I end up falling asleep listening to a beat or something. But eventually, growing up, when I turned 17, I figured it out. I ain't gonna lie. I figured out ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming to help. So like, you got to get off your ass and work. I ain't gonna lie to you. And in that sense, smoking became more of a reward for me. Like, after a long day of work, I wouldn't even smoke when I get up. I'll wait till I get off work, wait till I get done moving around for the day, then sit down and chill out with the shit. I say that's lately been how I find my peace, but like, honestly, going to that studio, I say help me find my peace way more with a blunt. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But no, that's a real statement though. Like you said, that smoking that shit will slow you down. You don't think about it like that, but like you said, it's good that you notice. Like, hey, let me handle my business first. This would be more like when I'm relaxed, calm, mellow, wind down type thing. That's good.
These motherfuckers ducked off in the school trying to smoke during classes. That's like, that'll blow your mind. Like, damn, you can't wake up. That's fucked up.
Real deal.
Yeah, it be the people around me motivating me to like slow down on the shit, honestly, cause like watching motherfuckers lose their whole ass mission to weed, ain't no way in life I could just let some weed make me be broke. That's money you could be saving and time you could be using instead of sitting around high.
Real deal, man. They need to hear this, man. They need to hear this.
For real,
man.
I gotta take some notes, cuz.
Now, I was just about to ask you. I don't think that's the best advice you ever had, but I'm gonna ask you this question anyway. What is the best advice you ever been given in your life?
Slow down. The best advice I was ever given was slow down. And when I say slow down, I mean slow down. Like you know how you wake up rushing, you probably not on time. You gotta wake up rushing, trying to you might fuck around, forget the most important thing since you rushing. When I finally slowed down, I kind of got to start to see the bigger picture for like a lot of things. Like when I say that I done seen so much shit. Like I didn't even seen down there a stack land on the ground just by walking slower, paying attention to my surroundings more. Goddamn me, like when you slow down, you really just get to see the bigger picture behind shit. And like I got to see the bigger picture behind my music myself. Like at first I was trying to find my whole purpose for the shit, but like I see the purpose for the shit, and it just took me to slow down and think about it. And what I came to conclusion is my purpose for the shit, it ain't even for me to blow up. It's just for my family to see that I'm doing something with my life. Because after I did stop going to school, you know how it be. Everybody kind of think you going downhill with the shit. But like, I always been a private person. So my family thinking I kind of ain't been doing shit. But like, it feel good to like let them know that I'm out here working, being like shit up the part with everything. I'm kind of on the grind. Like even though I ain't going to school, even though the classes ain't being made, I'm still learning the same amount of knowledge any other kid would being in the classroom. I'm just on the streets.
Hell yeah. Now, if you could change anything in the world, what would that be?
Man, I'll bring my auntie back. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'll bring my dog back. Cause she passed right before I really started going heavy with the shit. And it took a toll on me, cause like, I ain't gonna lie, she was supposed to see me do a lot of the shit I done accomplished up to this very moment right now. And like, I ain't gonna lie, it just hit different when she ain't there. I ain't gonna lie, that was my auntie. I call her Stunner, man, long live Stunner. But it hit different. I would really love to see her here, just to see me like where I'm at now. And if I could change that, I'll bring her right back ASAP right now. Cause like shit, she down there the one that came up with my two initials, YV. If you ain't know YV, that stand for Young Vocalist. I made that around middle school too when she was still with us. And then around the time she passed in December, I stuck with that name. I started going by that name. I made an Instagram account with that name, Official YV. So that's how that came about.
Yeah. Now I'm sure she looking down on you. She proud of the young man that you have became so far in your life. She, she's seeing the route that you're going. I'm sure she's proud of the things you're doing in life.
Hopefully.
Yeah. What's next for you though?
What's next for me? I ain't gonna lie. I got some big ass shit in store. Basically what I'm doing is, right now I ain't been too heavy on my dropping and shit, because right now I'm working up to the point where I can make the money back from the shit. And once I'm able to make my money back from the shit, y'all gonna see mixtapes, videos, albums. Like, I've been putting in work ever since 2018. I've been building songs up since 2018, so you can only imagine what's in the vault. So like, it's so much in store. I got more interviews too, for sure. I gotta come get back with you. On top of that, besides music, in the videos, all that, I say like mainly shows. I want to get my face out there more. Like, I feel like some few shows, it'll really help boost the popularity of my music. Cause like most people, they fuck with my shit. Like, you ain't never heard a motherfucker say, oh no, that ain't it. You gotta get them to hear it. Like, a lot of motherfuckers don't even know about me. So like, once they do hear it, they be like, oh yeah, let me tune in. So that's kind of my next mission, to just get my popularity up there even more.
Yeah. You got any shout outs or anything you want to put out there?
Man, shout out to Vic. cause this new video dropping, How I'm Coming, y'all better definitely stay tuned. I ain't gonna lie, that's a whole visual like y'all not even ready for it. Y'all thought Thug Crowd was something, just stay tuned in for How I'm Coming.
Straight like that, man. Shout out your social media. Let them know they can follow
my
you
social medias, follow me at official_.yv on everything, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And then on YouTube, just type in YV, y'all gonna see me. But I ain't gonna lie, shit, everybody just stay tuned, bro. Y'all gonna see the voice of the loose soon, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That shit ain't nothing but a snap away, I promise.
Yeah, man. I appreciate your time, man. Till next time, bro.
All right, for sure.